Jeez. There we go. There we go. Sorry. You know, whenever there's some kind of update with stream elements or with OBS or, you know, other fancy schmancies, it turns off my microphone. I think that's one of the things I've been dealing with a lot is just microphone. Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, how Ken in the Barbie movie is just Ken. His job is just beach. So anyway, and my candle is out. Wonderful. I was going to have a nice cozy candle. Well, I have another nice cozy candle. So, as per usual, greetings from the library cave. I am Aspen Dracaena, your friendly neighborhood Ice Dragon Bookwyrm VTuber. And we are doing our usual Friday Final Fantasy stream. And I am in queue, which is as per usual. That's fine though. I mean, you know, I think because Dynamis is not as in use as a server, that probably means things move a little faster and it doesn't get as backed up, which is probably nice, which is probably a good thing. I think it's a good thing. You know, sometimes you don't always want to be on the most popular server. You want to be on the one that works for you. And see, now we're already in the game. Here, I am going to make this big on my screen. All right. We've got stuff going on. You know what? Maybe I will change. Okay. Dungeon Siege to the dungeons. No. Okay, I think before I do anything, I'm going to change my minion. I haven't done the little ship. Wait, what does this mean? Oh, that means a favorite? Okay, well, let's do the little ship. Everybody else is independent, but he's obedient. Or she. I don't know. Ships are usually she's, aren't they? Alright, so let's, okay. No. There we go. Okay. We will do the wind-up airship. If it lets us. I think. Minion guide. Oh, we have to summon him. There we go. Although I like the little Gobu guy. He's very Studio Ghibli. I always struggle with this. I have heard it is Studio Ghibli, and I have heard it is Studio Ghibli. I think it's actually Ghibli, but so many people I know have referred to it as Ghibli that I get a little unsure. So, you know, 'twill be what it will be. I suppose. Alright, so last week, all of the people in, you know, girl with the outfit that I always feel is a little odd, and everybody either died or was kidnapped. And we are trying to figure out what's up with this Sid guy who used to be Brother Marco. Marco, I think? Yeah. Okay. So, let's see. Let's see what's next. We have a task right here. So let's begin. He who waited behind. So Father Illud has some parting words for you and the others. We shall accept. What happens when you decline? I mean, do you just get stopped in the whole MSQ process? I don't know. Anyway, let us continue. What a curious twist of fate that Master Sid Garland would at last be found within our church. It defies imagination. Beg your pardon, Aspen. You wish to find his airship, yes? Well, see, that's why I have the wind-up airship. It's motivation. I know not how much truth there is to it, but there is a tale known as the final flight of the Enterprise, which grew popular in the wake of the calamity, much like the Great Gobu Wall of Ulda. It states that the Enterprise flew northwest from Gridania to Coerthas. If true, the airship would have passed through the North Shroud, likely over Falgord Float, the closest settlement to Coerthas. Mayhap the Serpent stationed there have records of the events that transpired that day. I had hoped you might rest from your journeys for a time, but I see that the world still has need of you and the Scions. Yes, the Scions. That's who was either kidnapped or killed. The Scions. Okay. Pray look after yourself and Sid, Aspen. Okay, so I need to speak with Ethelmare and Falgord Float, which is near the Black Shroud. Okay, so we can go straight to Falgord Float, which is lovely. Let's go, let's go! So I might mention this. Human Mother would really, really like to come by at some point tonight to see what's going on, because she's very curious. She is a curious lass. So she might say hi. Alright, anything for me. Please, 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 please. Nothing. Figures! Okay. Alright, so I need to go to my friendly spot here. In here? Ah, yes, Ethelmare. Greetings, Ethelmare. The Enterprise, you speak of Master Garland's ship, yes? I needn't refer to the records. I know that the airship was sighted overhead 5 years ago. Clearly bound for Coerthas. What became of it after that, I cannot say. If you wish to know more, pray speak with Vortifart. Vortifart? Oh my gosh, these names. At Florentel Spire. Look. I was dealing a lot with names today at work. And I found a few names that, frankly, I was kind of like, who names their kid that? Who names their kid that? I don't know. But, anyway, let's not name our kids names with fart in them. I mean, let's just be real here. No fart names, please. That's just cruel. That's more cruel than Pilot Inspector, who I'm sure at this point is probably in college and is like, just call me Pete. Alright. Again, if you wish to know more, pray speak with Vortifart at Florentel's Spire. He was on duty that day and saw it with his own eyes. I am unsure what it is you hope to accomplish, though. Even should you locate the ship, would you not need a man of Master Garland's caliber to fly it? I hear that the machinery is fiendishly complex. Okay, I need to speak with this guy. Okay, fine. The guy with the unfortunate name. I know. I see you. I hear you. Look at how miserable it is. Oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Spare the sympathy. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Okay, there's our Vorta friend. I'm just gonna call him Vort. Let's just call him that. And I'm gonna also walk straight through him. You have come in search of Vorta. I think this game wants me to say this name so many times. So many times. Fine. You have come in search of Vortifart, and then well met, for you have found him. Indeed, I have served as a whaler for many years. We're whalers on the moon, we carry a harpoon. Since before the great snows came to Querthus, what exactly is this about? Ah, the final flight of the Enterprise. I do indeed remember that day. Complete. So are you going to tell me about that day? Yes. Yes? Human mother, you can say hello.
Hello, human daughter.
Or dragon daughter, rather.
Dragon daughter.
Okay, she just wants to say hello and see what's happening.
Hello, everybody else.
Yes. All right. Let's continue. Okay, human mother, I just have to tell you, the character I am talking to right now, his name is Vortifart.
Vortifart?
Vortifart. Vortefaurt. Vortifart.
Okay.
It's cruel. Who names their child that? It's cruel. All right. Well, let's continue. 'Twas on the eve of the Battle of Cartano, nigh on 5 years ago. I held the spire alone that night, while the bulk of our forces marched to meet the enemy in the field. Then all of a sudden the most fantastic airship I'd ever seen splits the sky overhead. I could only watch in shock as it disappeared over the mountains to the northwest. If the Enterprise wasn't destroyed during the calamity, I'd wager it's still somewhere in Querthus. The astrologians at the observatorium may have records which could help. But to obtain them, you would need to deal with the Ishgardians who control the region. I wouldn't expect much, though. The high houses have long been concerned with their own affairs above all else. When Dalmud descended, they took shelter behind the gates, and even now they have little regard for the plights of other nations. Nevertheless, they may deign to assist you should you prove yourself useful. Consider providing your services to the soldiers who guard the observatorium. Though they may refuse you at first, I've little doubt they would accept aid freely offered. Okay. Speak with Ludovoy or Ludovois at the observatorium. That's a better name. Goodbye, Vort. We do not, whose name. Okay, let's see. How are we going to get here? Do we have any spots? I think we have to just go. I don't think we've touched any of the other stones over there. Alright, I guess we're just going. Whoosh. Look at those bare trees. Look at the miserable weather. And little stars go zoom. Right. And I leveled up. Yay, I'm level 51 now. Hang on a second. Human mother, come look at this. Does this not look familiar? This is like our life.
Really?
Yes, this is like all of New England right now. All of New England. And probably Canada. Alright, we'll continue. Okay. Oh, someone's having a battle over there. Okay. See, Human Mother, this is my minion, the airship. I can change it to other things. Would you like me to change it to something else?
Yes.
Okay, hang on. So I have a kitten, a pup, a little creature, a kitten that has bat wings, an otter, and an axolotl.
Just a little kitten.
You want the cat?
Yes.
Which one? The regular cat?
Yeah, the regular cat.
Okay, Human Mother wants the regular cat.
And then
There we go. She can't really see it very well at this angle.
oh,
There it is.
Cute.
Isn't that cute?
yes.
All right, let's see if we can get where we're going. We haven't been in this area before. Yeah, it's just following me.
Pretty.
Apparently, Final Fantasy knows what my home looks like. It is cold and snowy for at least half the year. Sometimes maybe more. All right. Oh, and there's Ludovore, but I want to find... Wait, was there... I don't think there's an Etherstone in this town. It's at the next town. Okay. Alright. Well, let's talk to Ludovore. Excuse me, can you repeat that? You wish to offer your services to House Durandare, and what, pray tell, do you wish to receive in exchange? Ha! How absurd! As if we would permit an outsider to peruse the records of the Observatorium. Do not mistake our courtesy for friendliness. The Holy See and Ishgard may allow foreigners to travel freely within these lands, but we do not intend to offer succor to strangers. Alright, so I can choose an item, and it's probably going to be the linen robe. Complete. Alright, Ludovore. Okay. Sir Ludovore is doing his utmost to intimidate you into leaving. I'm not scared. Halo and have mercy, are you still here? You may take shelter within our walls if you insist. But do not distract me while I am on duty. We're stretched thin as it is. And where in hells is that knight I sent out on patrol? He should have returned ages ago. Perhaps I have use for you after all. If you still wish to aid us, search the wilds to the west for my missing man. You will know him by his uniform, that of House Durandare, as is mine. Alright, so we've got a task. Find the missing knight. So we have to go out that direction. Shall we find the missing knight? Okay. I don't think we can go right on top of there. We have to go around. Oh, I think I see it. Keeled overnight. Oh, we're gonna have to battle, aren't we? Oh, great. Yeah, fun. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's talk. If it wasn't for you, miss, I reckon they would have finished me off. Despicable dragon-loving bastards. So my name literally means dragon. Okay, that was a very, kind insult. Okay, despicable dragon-loving bastards spit. Death was a mercy they didn't deserve. I prayed the rumors were mistaken, but this confirms the worst. I must immediately inform my superiors that the heretics are operating within this region. Fare thee well, friend. Literally, dragon. Literally. Okay. Literally, dragon. Shame. Absolute shame. Oh, hopefully it'll get me something out of it. I must say, I didn't actually expect you to find my knight, much less rescue him. I see I may have been premature in my judgment, miss. We are a proud people, beholden to tradition, but that does not mean we are without humility. I shall instruct the astrologans to entertain your request. However, understand that it is ultimately their decision whether or not you may peruse their records. Pray proceed to the observatorium and introduce yourself to Edmel. Sure. Edmel. Alright. Let's go talk to Edmel. Wherever Edmel is. Okay, maybe not in here then. Oh, they have a wind-up airship too. Edmel? Ed? Edmel? Edvard? Ed? Donde está? Where are you? I should be speaking Spanish. Probably, I only know a few sentences properly though. Like, ¿Dónde está usted? ¿Por qué estudias física? Por favor. ¿Dónde está el baño? There's Edmel. That is quite the hat. That's an impressive hat. Ah, the lady come in search of the airship. This is highly unorthodox. Whatever could be Sir Ludovic's be thinking? It is true that we maintain meticulous records which stretch back generations. However, because this information is used to chart Dravanian activity, access is strictly controlled. One can never be too careful with heretics and their sympathizers lurking about. If you would persist with your inquiries, pray seek an audience with Chief Astrologian for Lamort up above. Hold on. Okay. Oh, Edmel. She. Got it. Getting dizzy. Oh my gosh. Thank you. I think I might have to go up further though. I guess we're just gonna continue getting dizzy. Dizzy, dizzy, dizzy. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. For Lamart. Okay. No. Absolutely not. Have you any inkling what it is you ask? Were our records to fall into the wrong hands, it could change the course of a war which has raged for generations. I speak not of some mere spat between sovereign nations. Ours is a holy crusade, and we are the arbiters of Halon's will. I will not put our great nation at risk, certainly not to help a foreigner locate a missing airship of all things. Pardon the intrusion, Forlamart. I wish to speak with you regarding the recent... Oh, I did not realize you had a guest. Inquisitor Gulliam, you honor us with your presence, sir. The lady was just leaving. No, I wasn't. Ah, you must be the one who rescued House Durandair's knight from those heretics. Doubtless they feel indebted to you. I am told you seek an airship last seen in Coerthas 5 years ago. Yes? You came to us at an inconvenient time. I fear. Much has changed in the intervening years, and little for the better. While I wish you the best of luck in your search, I would also strongly advise caution. The snows can come quickly in Coerthas. One moment you may feel as though you have a firm grasp on your surroundings, safe and secure in your knowledge, and the next you may find yourself in a wholly unfamiliar situation, blind to the dangers hidden by the blizzard. It would be wise for you to focus on a single landmark whilst traveling. Do not give in to temptation and deviate from your course. Okay. I was not aware you aided House Durandair in that fashion. Thank you, madame. Nevertheless, my decision stands. I cannot give you what you seek. Okay. So, what else do I need to do to get what I seek? Ah, Tricia. Attempting to attract my attention. Okay. You there, madam. I cannot help but overhear your conversation with the chief astrologian. There may be a way I can assist you, but it would require that you perform for me a favor in exchange. An associate of mine has yet to return from his expedition to the cliffs east of the observatorium. He was adamant that he could conduct his observations alone, despite the presence of Ixal in that vicinity. If you would seek out this astrologian and confirm that he is well, it would be of great comfort for me. Search for the missing astrologian. Where are we? Okay. I guess we'll just go. And maybe things will work out. Okay, where's the staircase? Staircase? Oh yes, we have to go down one more. The higher, the fewer. Or something like that. Said someone. Wonk! I'm in the water. I'm in the water. Now I'll go outside and freeze my legs. Whee! Let's get on Chocobo. Wild Talon. Fear Collar. Oh dear. What have you done? What have you done to yourself? What a relief to see someone other than a God's damned birdman. I thought I could finish my work while the Ixal were away, but they returned far quicker than I anticipated. It was all I could do to hide and hope that they might leave again before I froze to... Wait. Who are you? You are not one of our knights. No, I'm not, obviously. A man of House Durandare cannot be seen in the company of an unbeliever. Good day, madam. Is he alright? I don't know. Oh, so he just walks away now. And I'm probably going to end up having to battle some creature or another. Lovely. Great. Perfection. Of a sort. Maybe I don't need Chocobo. Maybe it's cruel to bring out Chocobo in this cold, barren wasteland of barrenness. Alone. Ever so alone in the barren, white wasteland of wastelandedness. Wait, I go up the uppity up. There's an up thing. There's an up. And another up. And we are here. And we shall zoom, zoom, zoom up the stairs again. Getting ever so dizzy. You know how sometimes little kids, they'll do that thing where they just, turn around in a circle a whole bunch? That's actually good for their brains. It seems like the dumbest thing ever, but it actually helps, it helps with building balance. And the movement actually is really good for brain functioning, weirdly enough. The arrogant fool returned not long before you arrived, muttering about the disgrace of having been rescued by an unbeliever. Serves him right for underestimating the dangers our knights face every day. But you are eager to locate your airship. It may surprise you that by saving him, you've already aided your own cause. House Durandare is quick to regard outsiders with suspicion. as it is their duty to sound the alarm at the first sight of Dravanian aggression. Yet you have already aided them twice, for which they are honor-bound to repay you. Even so, they will not grant you access to the Observatorium's records. That is just as well, for there are other ways you might locate your missing airship. No, that's okay. Oh! Wait. On a clear night, have you perchance looked to the heavens and spied a constellation of the cobalt silver stars? That, my friend, is the realm of Halo, and in her halls dwells the heroes of Ishgard, whose valiant souls, those valiant souls who gave their lives to defend us from the Dravanian horde. Okay. Speak with Portaline. Let's switch back to our little airship. I know Human Mother wanted the cat, but I'd like the airship. I think it's appropriate for this current quest. Okay, so Portaline is outside, I suppose. Can I go upstairs? I want to go upstairs. What's upstairs? I want to see. Up. Oh, upstairs is... okay. It's very high. I am not jumping down. I am not that dumb. I can be dumb sometimes, but not that dumb. Most of the time, I'm not dumb. I would say my one life mistake I tend to make is sometimes believing in the good in people and wanting them to do well. And then sometimes I offer my help, and then it gets taken advantage of. So I'm working on that. You know, I'll always be supportive of people. But, yeah, I have to take care of myself, too. Alright, so let's see. In there. Portaline. You've caused quite a stir in your short time here. First you slay 2 heretics and save a knight. Now I hear you've rescued a man of our house. I imagine you must desire something for your troubles. An introduction to the other high houses. I cannot deny that you have given us no cause to distrust you. But while you have performed 2 acts, you would have me endorse you to 3 high houses? It is only fitting that you aid us one final time, wouldn't you agree? Sure, I guess so. Complete. Okay. So, here, hang a sec. I want to sit down in this chair. I know I can. There's a way to do it. Emotes. Sit. There's gotta be a sit. I think. I see not. I see not a sit. That's shameful. What about special? Sit! There we go. We shall have a conversation. A respectful conversation. Oh, okay. I'm not allowed to sit, apparently. Now, I understand you are very eager to find your missing airship. Worry not, for this task should take a woman of your skills but a moment to complete. Not long ago, a porter bound for Skyfire Locks was ambushed on the road due west of here. Though he escaped with his life, he would very much like his wares as well. On the off chance any portion of his shipment remains, I would have you travel to the scene of the robbery and bring back what you find. lest you intend to perform only a cursory search, bear in mind that recovering the stolen merchandise will endear you to House Helenart, further improving the chances that they indulge your quest for aid. Boop-a-doo-doo-doo. Okay, so I need to recover the stolen wares, which are out that way somewhere. Okay. Goodness, do they think this is the throne of games? And, oh, there's a sparkly over there. Stolen wares! We have found the stolen wares. Interact with the stolen wares. Alright, let's continue. There's more stolen wares. Okay. Oh, we're gonna be attacked. Hang on. Let me clear up the scene here. Okay. Hooded assaulter. Wow, they hardly touched me. Alright. Interesting. Interesting. We shall continue. Okay, Portalane, do your worst. Have you good tidings to share? Or better yet, stolen merchandise to show? 1, 2, 3. There you go. God bless ye, friend. It's all here. Every last... but wait. That chest over there looks like it might have been pillaged. She turned me into a newt. I got better. Bloody hells. That's the personal property of Lord Fansel, too. Are you certain? Clearly an attempt was made to open it, but the lock appears to have held. Nevertheless, if you wish to verify the contents against your shipping manifest, be my guest. Fury take me, a draconian rosary, in the possession of Lord Fansel? Yet, perhaps this is not so difficult to fathom. House Helenart is whispered to be infested with heretics. Thank you for bringing this matter to my attention, miss. I shall inform the Inquisitors immediately. Under these circumstances, I must strongly advise against associating with House Helenart. Your other introductions will need to be postponed as well. It is the duty of every Ishgardian to root out and destroy heretics. All else must wait until this matter is resolved. Okay. Interesting. All right, we need to speak with this guy. I've been wondering about this fellow. The Rose and the Unicorn. Sir Carolot has something very... Sir Carolot! He cares a lot. Sir Carolot has something very important to tell you. Come closer. Come closer, glass, and listen well. This is for your ears only. Lord Francel is no heretic. He is a godly, righteous man wholly dedicated to the cause. I know this because I served House Hallinart for years prior to the calamity. You must go to Skyfire Locks and warn him of the coming storm. The Inquisitors are ruthless and will spare him no mercy. Speak to him of an Edelweiss, and he will know you for a friend. Go now. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning you greet me, small and white, clean and bright. Bless my homeland forever, blossom of snow may you bloom and grow forever. Alright, let's see. Let us see what is going on over here. It's Prayer-a-Lot. I'm not here to speak to Prayer-a-Lot. I am here. What the heck? What is that thing? Okay. Up here. We are going up. Blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow. Francel? Yes? You look as though you have something to say. Do you? I seek an audience with the bearers of the White Lily. I will go wither the wild rose blooms. Is that an Edelweiss in your pocket, or are you happy to meet me? I see Sir Carolot has not forgotten my mother's favorite flower. A pity it has not been seen in Coerthas since the calamity. You may speak freely here, friend. I don't know what I said. That's absurd. I would sooner die than become thrall of the dragons. What? Why are they... This is discrimination. Shame. Alas, it matters little what I say at this point. Although the draconian rosary was not found in my possession, it will still be considered by many to be proof of my heresy. I must do my utmost to prove my innocence to the Inquisitors, for if they harbor even the slightest doubt, this will only add weight to the incessant accusations our house has suffered of late. It's as though the gods themselves are plotting our fall. You risk much by coming here. It is only proper that I recompense you for this deed. Tell me what you desire, and I shall do my best to provide. A missing airship? I see. It may require a prolonged effort to locate your quarry. I shall direct you to one in a better position to assist you. Lord Harchefant of House Fortemps commands the garrison at Camp Dragonhead. Present to him this letter of introduction, and he will surely be receptive to your needs. Alrighty, righty. Cool. So where am I going? Back to where I was, of course. Of course. A horse is a horse is a horse, of course, but never. Of course is a horse, of course, of something, something. The fabulous Mr. Ed. Tis the Gobu of the Highlands. It's the Highlander. There can be only one Highland Gobu. Or Gubu. Or whatever you want to call him. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. I should be going back that way. I am so smart. So smart. 'Tis a brilliant lass. And the ads are starting in 3 minutes, so I will probably take a short break. I have some laundry that is finishing in the washing or the dryer, so I do want to check that. And then I shall be done. Okay. To the dragon head. The head of the dragon. Oh, yes. There's an ether stone here. I can touch the stone. Touch the stone. I like how these guards do absolutely nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. Let us touch the stone and revel in its glory. The stone! Okay. So, whoever it is somewhere down here. Perhaps. May happenstance? Oh, it's the other way. It's in this building. Oh, there we go. Harchefont. Ah, the unmistakable swagger of a well-trained adventurer. If you are come to pay your respect, be at ease, friend. I am not one to stand on formality. Oh, this guy's pretty cool. Truth be told, I would gladly welcome many and more brave souls like yourself. But enough chatter. Pray, tell me why you have come. If there's any justice in this world, these charges will receive no serious consideration. It is beyond inconceivable. Ah, yes, the letter made mention of a pressing matter for which you required assistance. What might that be? So, this enterprise you speak of was last seen above Coerthas before the calamity 5 years ago. I fear it may prove difficult to find any eyewitnesses to these events, for while Ishgard did not participate in the Battle of Cartano, we were embroiled in our own internal conflicts at the time. Nevertheless, I will make inquiries on your behalf and share with you my findings in the future. In the meantime, please enjoy the hospitality of Camp Dragonhead. I will see that you are afforded every courtesy as a guest of House Fortemps. Cool. So Linen says it is. Okay, the ads are supposed to start momentarily. Unless they have already started. So I think... Yep, there we go. Alright. BRB. Add break. Get a snack. Or take a stretch if you need it. I'll be back. Yay! 'Tis a break we need. Okay. I may or may not have stolen some of Human Mother's magnesium gummies. They're important. What just happened? Hang on, where did I go? VTube Studio? What are you doing? No, 'tis not what I want, oh dear. What is happening? VTube Studio, chill out. Okay, thank you. So, we continue. Yes, so... Anyway, yes, I stole some of my lovely Human Mother's magnesium gummies. Because magnesium is good for concentration. And this game requires concentration. I think that's fair enough, right? And some of her vitamin C gummies. just to make sure I don't get sick, because everybody's been sick lately. I'm sure she won't mind. All right, friend. Lord Harchiffant has proposed something to me. Okay. As you have doubtless realized by now, the high houses of Ishgard, House Fortemps included, are either unable or unwilling to offer you formal assistance with your search. However, that does not mean that there are not influential individuals within each house who are sympathetic to your cause. I shall be sending missives to their various representatives in Ishgard, though I suspect it would be quicker and more efficient if you were to make inquiries of your own. Lady Nina, or Nene, of mine own House Fortemps, who resides here in Camp Dragonhead, rather enjoys the company of travelers. There's also Cravelin of House Helenart, who can be found at Skyfire Logs, though any information you pry from the scribe may prove difficult to parse. Have you spoken with the chief astrologian of House Durandare yet? Really? Perhaps he'll be more accommodating once I inform him that you are a friend of House Fortemps. Do not concern yourself with House Desmail. I shall contact them myself, seek the counsel of the three I mentioned, and return to me when finished. All right, where is Nene? Nene. Okay, let us find Nene. How do I get out of here? Okay, that is not a door. That is a door. He's a door. Wait, there's Sid and Ophanod. Are you guys just gonna stand around and do nothing? Okay, I guess not. I guess you're not helping. I guess you're just there. Fine. Wait, should I be down there? Mayhaps. Lady Nene? I think I need to go back in. Where are you? Okay, she's in a building. This building. And there are doors. There we go. Lady Nene. Why, hello, good madam. What's that? An airship, you say? I hate to disappoint you, but I know nothing of what you seek. Likely no one of House Fortemps does, for if they did, I would definitely know as well. The topic on everyone's lips these days is what will become of our young Lord Franco. Some say the allegations are long overdue, given how many members of House Helenart have been found guilty of heresy in recent days. That's not good. Okay, speak with Cravelin. Cravelin is... Where am I? Okay, we're going far in the other direction. Cool. Norbito? Oh, hey, Kiva, how are you? Can I get through this way? No, that is blocked. I mean, I certainly am cold. looking at all this winter here. I hope you're doing well, Giva. Eating a late dinner because you forgot to eat dinner. That sometimes happens. I'm good. I'm quite good. Just enjoying a relaxing Friday with Final Fantasy. These people aren't very friendly, unfortunately. But that's okay. We'll get through it. We'll get through it. They'll like me. I'll make them like me. I know they'll like me. Okay, so, oh, that way? Ah, down here. This thing. Cold environment, cold attitudes, maybe. You could be right. I mean, everybody just wants to be inside, don't they? In here? Ah! Craveline. Well, greetings, sir. With the fancy outfit. Halon, give me strength. There must be some way to... Oh? Who are you? A friend of Lord Harushafont? Or Harshafont? I want to help you, I truly do, but these accusations of heresy have thrown House Helenart into chaos. Right now we must focus on combating these charges and preserving our reputation. Okay, people are not very helpful. But that's fine. Alright, off to the next one. Seems to be that way where this feral croc is. Doesn't look like a crocodile. I don't know what that is, but that is no croc. 'Tis no crocodile of mine, sir. Boing. Okay, this person's a far way off. It is friend-shaped. It looks fuzzy and warm. And talkative, perhaps. Because it has a very large mouth. Let's see. Ah, yes, we're going back into the tower and speaking with that guy. Who was not so cooperative earlier. Okay. Alright. Kaboing. 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 Okay, there we go. There we go. How's your dog doing, Giva? Well? I always like asking after other people's pets because I don't get to have any pets in the library cave, unfortunately. Although sometimes pets find us. Bats. Mice. Interesting insects. You know, they make themselves at home. Birds. I gather you have been busy since last we spoke. Lord Harshafont's missive was positively glowing. But if you think that his endorsement is cause for me to disregard Ishgardian policies, then you are sorely mistaken. Which pet, Baby Noah or Grandpa Baxter? Oh, I didn't realize you had two. Both. They're both great. That's awesome. We are at war, madam. And the enemy grows bolder by the day. Why, in the short time since Inquisitor Guliam arrived in Corythus, countless heretics have been discovered, even amongst the elite of Ishgardian society. If Lord Harshafont wishes to waste his days chasing after a long-lost airship, then that is his choice. But if he expects others to share in his folly, then he is truly blind to the present state of affairs. This guy is not neat. He's a tough nut to crack. Alright, Baxter has been grumpy because he is so old that we have to put a diaper on him before bed, and he always looks so embarrassed. Aw, poor Baxter. But, you know, that's just something that happens to little guys sometimes. They get old, you know? Alright, time to go back to Haurchefant. Let's go. That was very unproductive, but I guess it's part of the storytelling. You know what? Here. He is around 20. Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty old. Yeah, my older brother had a, miniature fox terrier. And he lived to be about 18 years old. And he had only 6 teeth. And he was definitely getting, like, nervous. You know, like, his nervous system wasn't working right. He was very, yeah. He was a poor little guy. We used to have to wet down his dry food because he wouldn't eat wet food, but he wanted his dry food to be wet because otherwise he wouldn't be able to chew it because of only having, you know, 6 teeth. So, but yeah, it happens to dogs. Another feral croc. Okay. Baxter's back hits aren't fully working anymore. And other than that, he still runs around like a puppy, even though he drifts around corners because he drags his back legs. Yeah. Yeah. He tries, though. I mean, it sounds like he's mostly in good spirits, so that's the most important thing. If the dog is happy, then, you know, that dog's gonna hang out for a little while longer, I think. By your countenance, I take it that you did not learn anything of use. Obvious? Nor did I fear. It seems the whole of Corythus is consumed by this talk of heretics in the high houses. We can only hope that my sources in Ishgard provide more pertinent information. All right. Lord Haurchefant is concerned for Lord Francel's well-being. I had another personal request to make of you. It concerns Lord Francel, of whom much has been whispered in recent days. I have received a report that he and 3 knights were seen heading north towards the Steel Vigil. The outpost was long ago overrun by the Dravinian horde, so I am not certain what he intends to accomplish with such a small force. Whatever his motives, I fear for his safety. Pray journey to the Steel Vigil and see if Lord Francel's party requires assistance. All right. Okay, wait. Where are we in? Okay. All right. Okay. That's where we are. All right. I guess we'll try to find him. Wherever he might be. Oh, Francel, dear Francel, wherever are you, Francel? Oh, there we go. No, I'm running straight into a fate. No thanks. Is this, ooh. Okay. Maybe we'll go around there. And just be like, okay, yeah, enjoy your fate. Enjoy. I'm busy. I'm too busy for a fate. Okay, who's that up there? I'm not sure that one's friend-shaped. A red-horn ogre? Yeah, maybe not that one. Oh my goodness. That's my cousin's brother's sister's husband's father's former roommate! Or something. Wait, I saw something. Maybe not. Unsettled night. An unnerved night. I'm supposed to... Francel? Francel! You're supposed to be around here somewhere. So fast, so strong, we were no match. Francel, darling, where are you? Francel. 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 Thou art alive, sir. Who goes there? Aspen? No, stay back. The fiend is still here. Of course it is. Yes. Okay. Ha! Got him. Aid Francel's knights. Okay. That was easy enough. Alright, so we know one is here, the unnerved knight. Whom we already spoken with. Alright, there we go. Curse those fiends. It's as though they knew we were coming. Interesting. Unsettled night. I heard the beast's cries from over yonder. Then Lord Francel is safe? Bless you, miss, bless you. Cool, cool. And that is another knight, an unfit knight. How is he unfit? Or she, I don't know. Confound it all. How are we to redeem House Helenart if we cannot even slay a single Avis? We were fortunate you came along when you did, miss. House Helenart will remember your kindness. Aid Francel. Aid Francel. Francel. I shall help thee. It was a foolish thing to do, I know, but I had hoped we might demonstrate our devotion by slaying a number of the Scalekin. Why are they so prejudiced against my kind? Goodness. Moreover, it was House Helenart that yielded the steel vigil to the Horde many years ago. One might say our defeat here heralded the slow decline of our house's once, or the slow decline. See, snow, slow, same word. Decline of our house's once great name. We have been brought even lower by these despicable accusations of heresy, and despite my best efforts, I have done naught to improve the situation. The day of my trial approaches. Soon, I must accept the judgment of the Inquisitors, whatever it may be. But even should my protestations fall on deaf ears, I will proclaim my innocence to my dying breath. Alright, Taru Chiffon. Haru Chiffon. I shall be joining you shortly, sir. Oh my. Okay. Yeah, that guy's huge. Look at that guy. He's like a yeti. I knowest where we goeth, and I shall attend. Yeah, there's another one. They're like yetis. Or big feets. Okay, fine. Fine, I'll join the fate. Oh, it's complete. Okay, maybe I won't join the fate. This way? This way, yes. Alrighty. Let us speak with Sir Chiffon. What did you find at the Steel Vigil? I see a reckless plan, but at least did not cost him and his knights their lives. I have news for you as well. A witness to the final flight of the Enterprise has been found. Alas, there is a complication. It has become common knowledge that you paid a visit to Lord Francel at Skyfire Locks not long ago. Upon learning of this, the witness became understandably reticent to make your acquaintance, for fear of being seen in the company of a woman who might later be declared a heretic. Why are they so prejudiced? A not unreasonable fear, given the zeal with which Inquisitor Guliam has conducted his investigations. In any case, if we wish to obtain his testimony, we must first clear Lord Francel's name, and by association, yours. Fine. Ooh, did he just give me a weapon coffer? He did. Use. There we go. Embossed Book of Silver. Anything else I can use? Usually I think the orange ones are ones you can use. Use. Book of Silver. Use. Okay. We've got some things that are useful. Alright. So, our next task, Haru Chiffon, suspects that someone is conspiring against Lord Francel. You think? As I see it, the key to providing Lord Francel's innocence, or to proving Lord Francel's innocence, is discrediting the evidence against him. I speak of the draconian rosary found in the chest you yourself recovered. If you would, please tell me of the incident in question. So it was found in a locked chest labeled as the property of Lord Francel. If the rosary was not his, then someone else with access must have planted it. Here's what you must do. Return to Skyfire Locks and speak with Rickaman. He works closely with the porters who ferry goods across Corathus, and he may have some inkling of who could be responsible. Okay. Do I need to look at my belongings here? In my armory chest? No. Any recommended gear? Sure. Equip. Sounds good to me. Alright, speak with Rickaman. Okay, alright. Tis time for Chocobo. Come to me, Pratchett. Come to me. Kaboing! Don't you just kind of want to scratch those feral crocs under the chin? Sky fire locks. Ah, they're in this building then. In the building we go. A Rickaman. Eh? Someone tampering with shipments? Fury, strike me down. If all of them rosaries found in our people's possessions are planted. Hey now, don't you give me that look, lass. I'm a House Helenart man through and through. This heresy nonsense is bad for me and my family too. I ain't saying the porters what were bringing the shipment did it though. I know most of them what work the trade routes, and I've never had cause to question their faith. But if it wasn't them neither, then your guess is as good as mine. After all, most every shipment is thoroughly inspected before it. Eh? Could it have been the fellas that were responsible for the inspections? Ha! Ishgardian knights and inquisitors, the lot of them. As if they'd ever turn their cloaks. Reckon that means the porters are your most likely suspects. Oh, hey, Winter. Yeah, let's see. Rickaman? Okay. Hello, Rickaman. Hate to think it, but maybe you should question them. There's a crew coming to Camp Dragonhead from Whitebrim Front this morning. You might consider having a word with them. I guess we're speaking with porters now. Okay. Let's see. So where is the porter? Oh, they're back where we were, of course. As is always likely to happen in this game. All right. Well, Chocobo, let's go. I don't need this. And there's a fate somewhere ahead. Should we go? It's just go booze. Okay, level sync. Oh, these aren't hard to defeat at all. Okay. Wait. Oh, down here. They spawned over this way. Come back here. Take that, and that, and that. It's crazy how big these creatures are and how not difficult they are to defeat. Alright. I'm guessing they're over this way somewhere. Oh, nope. There. They've spawned. And they're all over me. Okay. Okay, I know I have some kind of healing potion or something. Or I can heal myself, right? That was... blah, blah, blah. Ether charge... Physic. There we go. There we go. Alright. Nice. Okay. Alright, so we're looking for the porter. Apathetic porter. He's not just a porter, he's apathetic. Beg your pardon. You suspect that we porters have been planting draconian rosaries in House Helenart's shipments? What nerve! If you truly believe such nonsense, search our parcels and see what you find. He's sassy. Okay. Search the shipments that are right here. Okay. Oh, right here. Okay. Interact with that. Interact with that. Draconian rosary hidden in the parcel. Another one. Are we finished? If so, I would appreciate an apology. No. Yeah. But that's impossible. Once the knight at Whitebrim Front concluded her inspection, I loaded the parcels into the wagon myself. So maybe it's the knight at Whitebrim Front who is planting these things. Haha, see, I'm smart. And if I had been the culprit, I would have never allowed you to search my shipments. Say what you will to Lord Haurchefant. I will not be held accountable for this. Fine. I think he's definitely more than apathetic. He's unhappy. That's apathetic would be doesn't care, but I think he actually cares. So, let's see. It's a bit of a misnomer, I think. Because he is not apathetic at all. Okay. Alright, Haurchefant. Did something happen outside? I thought I heard shouting. But more importantly, what did Rickman have to say? There's some rosaries for you. More draconian rosaries? In every single parcel bound for Skyfire locks? That beggars belief. Even the Inquisitors must acknowledge that this is no more than a crass attempt to sully House Helenart's reputation. Whoever is responsible has overplayed his hand. Yeah, I agree. And praise Halon that he did. Lord Francel's trial is upon us, and we must act now if we are to clear his name. Yeah, sounds good to me. Complete. Okay. Harshifant. Lord Harshifant needs your help to clear Lord Francel's name. Yes, I know that. From the very first, I knew it could not be that so many members of House Helenard were heretics. Yes, Harshifant is pretty cool. I like him. At last we can give the lie to these poisonous allegations and put an end to this travesty. I will need to prepare a formal statement regarding these developments for the Holy See. In the meantime, I would have you bear my words to Inquisitor Brigitte. Tell her that House Fortemps asks, nay demands, that Lord Francel's trial be postponed until a full investigation has been conducted. Brigitte. Okay. We shall find Brigitte. Brigitte. Oh, perhaps she... Oh, no, there she is. Or he... Wait. She, yeah. What is it, my child? Lord Harshifant would have the Inquisitors do what? But that is not possible. Inquisitor Guliam presides over Lord Francel's trial at Witchdrop even as we speak. Fear not. If Lord Francel is indeed innocent, he shall walk in Halon's halls with the fallen heroes of Ishgard. And back to Harshifant. I should be quick about this. Things are quite disturbing. This is not good. Okay. Harshifant. They have taken Lord Francel to Witchdrop? This is madness. The Inquisitor does not have sufficient grounds to subject him to that manner of trial. I will not stand idly by and allow an innocent man to die. Aspen, I will dispatch you and one of my knights to Witchdrop to forestall the proceedings until such time as I am able to join you and petition Inquisitor Guliam in person. I will endeavor not to keep you waiting too long. Do whatever you must to keep Lord Francel alive. Okay, so Horlinet. And where is this? To the right, I suppose. Head east. Chocobo? Chocobo! Okay. Oh. Maybe not that way. Yes, not that way at all. Okay, I have to go out the other way. The other door! Through here. And through here. There we go. Horlinet. Hail, Aspen. As you can see, Lord Francil yet lives. We must try to reason with the Inquisitor. But if his guards judge us a threat, we must also be prepared to defend ourselves. Proceed. Joaquin Charlemont Francil de Helenart, you stand accused of heresy against the Holy See of Ishgard. Is there aught you wish to say in your defense? Hear me, brothers. These charges are false. The men and women of my line have ever opposed the Dravanians, and I am no different. Since the very birth of our nation, we have gladly shed blood in service to the Holy See. Condemn me, and you will strike a blow for the enemies of Ishgard. It is for Halon to judge if you speak the truth. Prove your innocence in the eyes of the gods, and then leap from the cliff and entrust your fate to the Fury. The righteous shall take their place in Halon's halls, while the wicked shall reveal their draken forms and be put to the sword. Okay, I'm sorry. So he's supposed to either kill himself or prove himself there's no way to win this. He's gonna die or he's gonna die. That is a stupid way to judge people. In the name of House Fourtemps, I beseech you, stay your hand. Inquisitor, we are come on behalf of Lord Haurchefant. My lord, good old witch hunting methods, yep. She turned me into a newt and I got better. Right? Inquisitor, we are come on behalf of Lord Haurchefant. My lord has uncovered evidence which suggests that the charges against Lord Francil are without merit. We humbly request that these proceedings be suspended until such a time as full re-examination of the facts has been conducted. Lord Haurchefant has allowed his personal relationship with the accused to cloud his judgment. That he should harbor private doubts I might have allowed, but that he would dare interfere in legal proceedings sanctioned by the Holy See, I cannot. To defy the will of an inquisitor is to commit heresy, a crime for which there is but one punishment. We must hold them until Lord Haurchefant arrives, Aspen, and remember, no harm can come to the inquisitor. Well, that's just great. All right. Okay. Right. Okay. So why is the wyvern invulnerable? I don't get it. Okay. Let's try again. Alright, so. All the stuff. Let's do it as easy. Proceed. Let's just see what happens. Because that was a little confusing. Maybe I need to zoom out a little bit, because that was a lot to figure out. Okay. Da-da-da. Yep, yep. Witch hunt methods. Yep, yep, yep. We beseech thee. Let him speak. No, he is violating stuff. And he is dead. Okay. No harm to the Inquisitor. Alright, so. Okay. Okay. Lord Harchifont has come. Okay. A draconian. Okay. Duty complete. So what did I just pick up? It is not our intention to defy the will of the Archbishop. But this trial, like many others I fear, has been orchestrated by enemies of House Helenart. They have used you and your fellows to sow discord, Inquisitor, and to set brother against brother, that we may tear ourselves apart. The fevered imaginings of a desperate man. What proof have you of this? By the Fury. A draconian rosary? Then the knight who refused to yield, it was he who summoned the wyvern? A heretic in the ranks of the Temple Knights? This has grave implications. Your claims would appear to have merit, Lord Harchifont. I shall withdraw my charges against Lord Francel, pending further investigation. I trust you have not lost sight of that which first brought you to Corythus, Aspen. Pray locate your errant airship and use it. Lord Harchifont, I have not the words to express my gratitude. But why would you risk your reputation to save mine? Because I know you, boy. You're too loyal to betray Ishgard, and too devout to question your sentence. Had we been any slower, you'd have jumped of your own free will. I would have done whatever it took to redeem House Helenart. Praise Halon, it did not come to that, but it profits us little to dwell on what might have been. Let us quit this place, Aspen. Pray visit me at Camp Dragonhead once you have recuperated. Alrighty. I suppose we shall go back. Ah, yes, when I remember that I am in the warmest room in the house and it's 76 degrees in here. I'm melting! Melting! In the middle of winter! Ah, yes, through here. This way. These guys over in the corner here with no shirts on exercising are cracking me up. Okay, Lord Harshafont. You look well, Aspen. May I say what a pleasure it was to fight alongside such a fearless and skillful warrior. Were it not for you, Lord Francel would surely have died defending the honor of his house, and I might well have perished at the hands of a heretic and his wyvern. House Fortemps and House Helenart shall never forget your service. Now, let us return to the matter of your missing enterprise. All right. Okay. Introduce me to the witness. The man with knowledge of the enterprise awaits you outside. I pray his information proves useful to you. Speak, friend, and enter. Discomposed cataloger. That's interesting. Okay. How quickly the commoners' opinions change. They say Lord Francel is innocent now, but just a few days prior. Anyway, you are inquiring as to the whereabouts of an airship last seen in Coerthas several days before the calamity, yes? Well, it so happens that I was monitoring the night sky at the observatorium during that period. I recall that a small vessel came from the direction of Gardania and landed near the Stone Vigil in the far northwest. The garrison almost certainly seized the vessel and brought it within their walls. If so, then you would need an army of knights to have any hope of securing it. Though Lord Harshafont is, from all indications, quite fond of you, so mayhap he can lend you a few. In any case, I've done my part. I shall pray for your success, friend. Okay, and back inside. Just in case we haven't spoken with him enough, we must speak again. He's pretty cool, though. We can talk with him a little more. Ah, so you've at last located the Enterprise. I believe... Goodness, congratulations are in order. The Stone Vigil? Perhaps I spoke too soon. The outpost has been held by the dragons for years, and all access is restricted by decree of House Durandare. I will write a letter to Lord Drillamont of Whitebrim Front, and request that he grant you permission to enter. That said, I fear my influence alone will not suffice, so I suggest that you request Lord Francel do the same. Now that your business in Camp Dragonhead is concluded, I suspect we may not meet again for some time. I wish you well on your journeys, Aspen. May Halone guide you. Alright. Well, that's good timing, because the ad break's going to start in a few seconds. Wait, where am I? Okay, I need to head down. And I need to get something to drink because I just ran out of what I was drinking, which was some gamer sups because, you know, gamer sups. Alright, I will be right back. I just need to get something to drink. And I might, you know, take a quick bathroom break. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. And it seems like a fate has shown up. That's lovely. Okay, sure. Why not? Oh, we have to fight the friend-shaped guys.
Hello there.
Maybe not. Oh, hi Mac, how you doing? I hope you're well. There we go. Okay. Are there more? Oh, there's another. No. This person's really going after them. Oh, here. There's another one over here. Oh, I guess I'm out of the fate area. They're gone! I can compete my delivery. Okay, fine. Whatever. I helped, I guess. The doctor removed the splint and prescribed me a finger one. Oh, good! Good, I'm glad to hear that. The finger is a bit swollen and hurt, but it's doing great. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, it's, I feel like injuries, like hand injuries, are particularly painful and frustrating. Just in my experience. Although I'm saying that because I've had eczema on my hand lately, and that hurts. So it doesn't itch, it hurts. Wonderful to see you again, Aspen. If there is anything I can do to repay you, name it. So, the airship you seek is likely inside the stone vigil. It shames me to say that it too was once an outpost held by House Helenart. In the chaos that followed the calamity, the Dravinian horde caught us unawares. The fiends have held the outpost ever since. Sorry, I thought about my eczema, and now I'm putting on some hand lotion because I was thinking, maybe I want to be careful. Ooh, you know what? I can tell you guys good news. So I had my yearly physical at another dragon doctor. She said that I seem to be doing great, that I look healthy, that I have excellent skin, which makes sense. I take good care of my skin, and I try to wear sunblock when I can, or, you know, even in the summer, like I'll wear a hoodie just to protect my skin. She just said that my cholesterol is a little elevated, which does tend to happen in the human dragon family. Not hugely bad, but enough that I should probably just watch my diet a little bit, which makes sense. And which I'm working on. I'm trying to eat less sugar, because I've heard that sugar actually can be more of a problem with cholesterol than fats. So, yay! That's always good to hear. Alright. As we lacked the strength of arms to retake the stone vigil, House Durandare instead has been charged with the duty. Given that, I doubt that my words will carry much weight with Lord Drillamont. Nevertheless, I will write you your letter. Before you depart, a word of caution. The cravens who attempted to destroy House Helenart have yet to be unmasked. Though their plans were foiled, they doubtless still harbor great hatred towards us, and towards you now as well. Okay, deliver the letter to Brunadier. Okay, so wait, where am I? Oh, I'm pretty far. It's Chocobo time. Or, you know what? Maybe I should do this first. Yes. Uh-oh. Oh, hang on. Let me do something real quick. There we go. I had put my drink down on the shelf in the hallway and forgot to bring it in with me, which is quite silly. Okay, I know approximately where I'm going. That's fine. Oh, hang on a sec. It's funny because I've been playing enough Infinity Nikki in my free time that while playing this game, I'm thinking, oh, I should stop along the road and pick up some of the plants along the... Whoa, there are no plants along the way to pick up. Darn it. And no whim balloons or whim stars. Because this is Final Fantasy and not Infinity Nikki. Alright. We're getting there. We are getting there. Grenadier. You desire an audience with Lord Drillmont, do you? Ha! I desire a night in a warm bed with my wife, but wishing won't make it so. There is Harshifon's letter. And there's France's letter. And what do we have here? Letters from Lords Harshifont and Francel, is it? A likely... Oh. You're serious. What to do, what to do. What to do is you do your job, sir. And if you do your job, then you can go home to a warm bed and your wife. Sir Grenadier seems ill-inclined to help you. Your timing could not have been worse, traveler. Lord Drillmont's attentions are focused solely on the stone vigil at present. In any case, it is not my responsibility to escort visitors. Take your letters and show them to Sir Elbaz. Okay. Sorry, Triggerfinger, again. Darn Triggerfinger. Okay. So, I need to go in here. Sir? Should be approximately around here somewhere. Okay. Must I go up, or is there an opening underneath here? Maybe not this way. Okay. Or that way? They cannot keep me down here. Okay, well, not down here then. Okay. Fertile axe, okay. Not in here then. Let's try up, I guess. Here? No. Upstairs. Okay. Where are you, sir? This is a Wendy's, sir. Okay, I'm at the hospital. Sonota. She's gone and I couldn't save her. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Up higher? Here, let me go down again. Is there a way this way? Ah, there we go, Alboise. Sir Grenadier bade you speak with me, did he? I know not why he presumed I would be in a better position to help, but I assure you that he is mistaken. Lord Drillmont hasn't the time to spend speaking with low-ranking knights such as I. However, he always has a moment to spare for head Chirigan Astidian. Head Chirigan Astidian. Why not visit the infirmary upstairs and show your letters to him? Got it. Okay, upstairs, infirmary. Got it, I know where that is. 'Twas just there. Upstairs. Infirmary. Zoom, 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 zoom. Infirmary. And Astidian. Right, upstairs. There we go. Are you here to visit a patient, madam? What's this? Letters of introduction from House Fortemps and Helenart. With documents such as these, you needn't seek an escort. Pray proceed to the barracks and speak with Sir Gordino. He should know Lord Drillmont's current whereabouts. Okay. Cool. Cool. I'm just gonna run around some more. Sure, this is great. This is how I get to be a strong soldier. Just keep running. Oops. Sorry, hit the microphone there for a second. Not the best thing to do. Okay, Gordon, out here. Jordan out. Hang on a second, let me do this. I'm in the right building, and they're gonna make me run in circles again. Here, I'm gonna close this. Oh, there we go. Godorno. What reason have you for barging into... Oh, I see. Well, you are in luck. Lord Drillmont is just up these stairs. Letters or no, though, I would not expect much. House Durandare as a whole does not hold adventurers in high regard. You had best state your intentions quickly and succinctly. Show proper respect, and it shall be returned in kind. Got it. Drillmont. Sir Gordino permitted you passage. Very well. Speak. Here's a letter there. And here's a letter there. There you go, sir. You wish to brave a ruined outpost filled with scalekin to secure an airship that may or may not be there. Are you the avatar of the Fury herself? We are the scions of the Seventh Dawn, Lord Drillmont. You know our name. Oh, I should be doing annoying voice. We are the scions of the Seventh Dawn, Lord Drillmont. You know our name, and you know our deeds. We are come to Kothalas to slay Garuda, Lady of the Vortex. To that end we seek the Enterprise, the airship of Master Cid Nan Garland, who stands before you now. Master Garland, you're alive? But that's impossible. Indeed it is, my lord. Do not be deceived by their honeyed words. These foreigners are not to be trusted. At this critical moment in Ishgardian history, as House Durandare marshals its forces to retake the stone vigil, who should appear in white brim front but 3 mysterious strangers? Cid Garland, missing and presumed dead since before the calamity, and 2 scions of the Seventh Dawn, a defunct band of misfits recently exterminated by the Empire. The lesser houses may have been duped by these grandiose lies, but I should hope that the House Durandare would have greater sense. I know not why these 3 seek the stone vigil, but I know that we cannot permit them to pass. Why is this guy getting involved? Thank you for your counsel, Inquisitor. For a moment I nearly believed this mummer's farce. The Inquisition. You 3 will not enter the outpost until we have reclaimed it, and until you declare your true intentions as well. Those are our true intentions. It could be moons before Durandare purges the dragons from the stone vigil. We cannot afford to wait that long. Cid, Aspen, we must do whatever it takes to earn Lord Drillmont's trust. Understood? Okay. Time to earn some trust, I guess. Hang on a sec. I'm going to check something real quick. Nope. Okay, I think I'm good. So I have my tablet set up so that Panda's stream is in the background, so I could, at least give him a view. And apparently somebody said something about, there's a story about this guy who, on Reddit, who, just to take a short comedic moment here. So some guy on Reddit shared the story about how he was getting married, and his fiance found the perfect dress, but it was like $1,000. And he's like, you don't need to spend that much money. That's ridiculous for a dress that you only wear once. So he looked to find a cheaper version of the exact same dress, and he found one on Wish. So the problem was, while he used his account that's attached to his name to tell this story on Reddit about, on his, am I the asshole thing. So his fiance found out because he used his actual name, and it was going around that, the story was going around. So his fiance found out that he had found a dress on Wish, and he was sharing the story, embarrassing her, essentially. So, one of our friends said to Panda, if you ever pull this stuff with Aspen, there'd be a line to Rochambeau you behind her, but we'd give her the honors twice. And another person said, I mean, hey, I'm not one for confrontation, but I'd be calling her boss if that means anything. And then somebody else said, dude, you're dating a dragon. The dragon is always queen. Well, you know, the good thing for Panda is I am very much more inclined to just, I'm pretty easy to get along with for the most part. Okay, so what do I do now? I gotta get him to trust me. Let's see. Next, factual folklore. I'm still here. Alright, so who do I speak with? Or do I run in circles forever? I'm forever running in circles. Oh my. What? Okay. 'Tis not helpful to be up there. Okay, I will go back down. Maybe there's somebody at the bottom. Nope, not in there. That was useless. Okay. Doesn't help that all pandas have... Sorry. Yeah. Lucky for Panda, I am not the type to want to have a gigantic wedding should that ever happen. We've only been dating for 2 months. For 2 months alone. That's not very much time. We don't... There's no rush. No rush. And frankly, if we did get married, it would probably be very small and tiny because I have no interest in spending ridiculous amounts of money on a huge wedding when it's unnecessary. I'd rather spend the money on taking a trip somewhere cool. Alright. Halstfort is eyeing you with interest. You, the last responsible for that commotion upstairs? Aye, word travels fast in White Brim Forest, White Brim Front. I gather you still wish to change Lord Dilmont's mind. Yes, I do. If there's one thing I've learned about the man in my time here, it's that he listens to and respects the opinions of those under his command. Went over the barracks, and he's sure to take notice. How, you ask? That's easy. Serve the poor souls decent fare for a change. The last few supply shipments contained no meat whatsoever, and the knights are rightly beginning to complain. I'm thinking we could prepare them steaks using mud puppy tail meat. Twouldn't be a quality meal, 'tis true, but it'd be a damn sight better than nothing. I guess that I have to go murder some mud puppies then. If you've a mind to lend a hand, why not await a lurking mud puppy in Danifin Pass? And take this bottle of vinegar. Lickle says it weakens mud puppies by clogging their mucus glands, drying their skin. Whew, okay. I'm gonna do something silly, hang on. I may be doing my own stream, but I have witnessed previous conversation. 5 minutes. My eyes open and am aware. Wait. Where is my smug face emoji? There. Oh. No! He ended his stream! Right as I was responding! Oh, how sad! How sad! Okay, let's go slay a spotted mud puppy. Which is... okay. That does not sound like a pleasant thing to do. But that's meat right there. That is an entire turkey. How are they deprived of meat? I don't know. Let's see. How doth I go about this? Cursed mud puppies. Ah, here. I'll tell Panda that I witnessed that part of his stream. I witnessed his stream. I know they're talking about me. Why would I harm a chinchilla? It's a chinchilla. Look! That doesn't look like a chinchilla at all. Okay. Alright. Mud puppy ahoy. Slay a spotted mud puppy. Pardon. 'Tis a day of sneeze, I suppose. There's my destination. Oh. I need the vinegar. Where's the vinegar? Okay. Where's the vinegar? Vinegar? Okay, I guess I'll just fight him. Okay. Potion, ether raisins. Honey, where's the vinegar? I'm probably gonna die trying to find this damn vinegar. Oh, shiznit. I need to heal myself. Physic. Stop. Leave me alone! Spotted mud puppy. Okay. Oh, I got it. Okay. Thank goodness. That was horrible. It's gone. I've destroyed it. Where was the... Okay. Terebinth. Hi, Ether. All the dies. Hi, Panda. I was going to respond to your stream. I knew what you guys were talking about. Acidic secretions? I would have told them that I probably would have bought my own Wish wedding dress. I'm glad your stream went well, though. That was great. I've been like, yeah, I'll just get some cheap dress. It's fine. Well, we've got a lot of time for that. Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, we aren't in any rush. We've only just hit, like, 2 months of dating. Like, there's no rush. We have time. Oh, this way? Yes, this way. All right. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about all these people who are a little obsessed with marrying us off, like when we've only been dating for, you know, literally 2 months since like 2 days ago, maybe. It's like let's relax. You know, we have time. Okay, so let's see. Yes, in the building where there's things. Alright. We just know each other so well. We pass for a couple that's been together for years. You know, you have a point. I think part of that's just because we communicate so well. You know, I think, you know, we built that up really early, really fast. And I think it's a good thing because a lot of people don't know how to communicate well. It didn't work, did it? I thought it was an idiotic idea. No, here you go, mud puppy tail meat. This feels like a very, Miss Kobayashi's maid dragon thing. Making meals out of tail meat. Oh dear. Remind me to never wander near mud puppy spawning grounds without a bottle of vinegar. Any road, this should only take a moment. I'll just need to do this, and voila. Never seen a man cook steaks that fast, have you? Take these 3 and distribute them to the hungry knights here. And up above. Alright. Theoplane? You there, lass. Don't think I didn't see you and the cook conspiring together. Let me make myself perfectly clear. If you wish to buy my trust with a steak, it would be my pleasure to oblige you. Yeah, you can have one. All for you. Yes, yes. I feel invigorated, refreshed, as if I have the strength of 10 men and their wits besides. I should have no trouble concocting a new reason to refrain from sentry duty. Alright, well, let's go to the next one. You know, I think sometimes people get so excited when they see 2 people in a relationship and they feel like they're invested, so it's like, you know, I mean, it's like shipping, except real people are actually together. Alright, Ambeline. We ought to at least receive a hearty meal before we march off to die in this godforsaken waste. Yes, you know what? You're right. Have some mud puppy steak. Is that a fresh cooked steak? Halon's blessings be upon you, my friend. Mud puppy meat or no, it's the most delicious food I've had in a fortnight. There you go. And we shall go upstairs and feed them the mud puppy meat. Ingemortal. Ever must we train to maintain our skill at arms, yet never are we to receive proper sustenance. Nope, all yours. Mud puppy steak. All for you. You are a godsend, my friend. Too few appreciate that House Durandare must do more than its fair share for the sake of Ishgard. Alright, I did my job. It's exciting for all parties involved, to be honest, but yeah, we set our timelines on New Year's Eve. They're fluid, they're evolving, and we will hold to them. Yes, I agree. See, and we agree so easily, too. It's just silly. But, you know, you never know what's going to happen in a relationship, and it's good to give it time to breathe. It's good to, you know, let a relationship grow the way it needs to. You can make goals, but you have to be flexible, because you never know what's going to happen in a relationship. Alright, let's go back down, maybe? Did you see my little ship, friend? I have a little ship who follows me around. It's a little airship. Yeah, I think ultimately, you know, we can have a good relationship, but that doesn't mean we have to rush things. In fact, I think it's better to not rush. It feels wonderful to see everyone in such high spirits. Amazing what good food can do for morale, eh? Ah, but I'd forgotten about the hard-working Cherugans at the infirmary. So rarely do they take their meals here in the hall. Mind taking the steak to Sonoda? She's doubtless so preoccupied with the health of her patients that she's neglected to attend to her own. Yeah, sure. Let's go. Sonota, let's go. Okay. Alrighty. She is upstairs, I believe. I believe that's where I spotted her. That's Charmine. With a Phrygia. Sonota? There's Sonota. Beg your pardon, madam, but I'm busy attending to this man. I will be with you in a moment. You need a Snickers. There you go. Is that... Come to think of it, has been a while since I last ate. I suppose it couldn't hurt to have a nibble. Oh my, this is fantastic. Thank you so much. I'll eat the rest right away. Oh, knight's bread? Or raptor stew? Experience bonus and duration. Determination. Tenacity. I don't know. Raptor stew. I don't know. Here. I shall eat the stew. Or rather, obtain the stew. Okay, hang on a sec. Okay. Just checking something real quick. Alright. Oh. in here. Buzz. Oh, is this one of those situations again where I don't know where anybody is? Yeah. Great. Thanks, gang. Okay, wait a moment. No. I guess there's still something going. Oh, Sid. There we go. Sorry. Sid would like to furnish the infirmary with a new alembic. Might I have a word with you, Aspen? It concerns the Cherugians. After speaking with them earlier, I learned that they lack sufficient alembics for their needs, you see. So I used some of their broken equipment to craft a more advanced alembic, both as a gesture of goodwill and as a means to help me recover my memories, since working with my hands kindles familiar feelings. All required to complete the device are the cores of 3 ice sprites. Though commonly used to reduce the temperatures of alchemical mixtures, there is a way to alter their properties so that they draw the cold within rather than radiate it without. It must sound ridiculous to you, impossible even, yet somehow I know it will work. Slay ice sprites. Okay, I think what we'll do is we'll slay some ice sprites, and then we are going to stop for the night because I am getting a little tired. I try to play as long as I can on Friday, but it's also the end of my work week, so sometimes I'm a little tired. And sometimes it starts to show up in my voice at the end of a stream, too. Okay, Ice Sprite, meet your doom. Thine doom hath been achieved. There we go. Ice Sprite! Okay. Alright, there's one right there. Just one more left. Why are you running away from me? All right. Let's go, let's go. We did it! Woohoo! Oh, and I bet that's a fate right there. It is. It's totally a fate. And those are not chinchillas. That's not what chinchillas look like. Whoop. Through my little hidey hole. Into the I don't know, the keep, I suppose we could call it. Up to Sid. There we go. Have you obtained the cores? If so, please show them to me. There you go. What an amazing device. But is it truly an alembic, sir? I've never seen its like before. I too am unsure what to make of this machine. While certainly impressive, I've no idea how to make use of it. Nevertheless, if it's as effective as he claims, it will be a great boon to the infirmary. Think of the medicines we could create, the lives we could save. Even so, I wonder where the kindly stranger, bearer of gifts wondrous and strange, for his generosity comes at a cost. Their earnest efforts are but a means to an as yet unknown end. Moreover, you should be wary of associating with individuals who have interfered with the questioning of a suspected heretic. Chill out, dude. They did what? Bless you, Inquisitor, for coming along when you did. We almost succumbed to the temptation proffered by these unbelievers. Oh my god, mind your own business. Why does that man detest us so? Is it all because we interrupted Lord Francel's trial? Whatever his reasons, he clearly means to oppose us at every turn. Yeah, he's got issues. This guy's got issues. Level up! Okay. So, Sid, let's just get his next task ready. Okay. Before we can persuade Lord Drillmont to help us, it seems we must convince Inquisitor Guliam that we are not his enemy. But just how might we go about doing that? We know little and less about the good Inquisitor, despite him being such a prominent figure in Corythus. Perhaps we should learn more by speaking with the people of Whitebrim Front. Share your findings with Afanad in the square. I'm sure he can formulate a strategy from there. Alright. Let's go out to the square. And we will end there. It is a square place. We shall stand next to Afanad. And we shall say goodbye for the evening. Alright. So, exit game, log out and exit. Okay. Okay. So, let's see. We are going to play a new game on Sunday. That will be Dream Core. Yeah, some interesting things are in the works right now. Yeah, I'm really excited. So let's get to here. I'm gonna go over here real quick. I'm gonna switch to our just chatting screen. And I'm gonna see if we can find someone to raid. Let's see. Anybody have any preferences on who to raid? I see Minecraft, I see some Honkai Star Rail, Guilty Gear, Warcraft. Oh, yes, no, I was going to raid, let's see.
And my progressive rep was super helpful.
Tom Hayes
Oh,
is
hang
passive
on.
progressive.
Commercials, stop. Okay. I'm gonna go raid Circe because she
time stage
Oh my
is
gosh,
filled.
stop it, computer. My goodness. Okay. We have, Espa is, trying to fundraise for his cat who is sick so that he can, pay for the veterinary bills. So we are going to raid Circe, hopefully so they can, get some donations for Gigi. So I'm going to wish you all good night. Have a wonderful night. Hope you enjoy your evening. And I'm just going to dismiss the ad because we don't need the ad. We are leaving. We are ending. So have a good night and goodbye. Sleep well. Have a good day. Whatever time it is. Bye.